Speaking of which, I gotta move this in my face.
And we're live.
And we're live. And we're live. And we're live.
Let's get you back up there. Dylan is sick as a dog today.
Hi. How are you?
Oh man, are you gonna be doing that? Are you gonna be doing that? Are you gonna be a pain in my butt? All right, here we go. How's everyone doing today? I'm recovered, I think. From that head injury.
I have a question.
What's that?
Can we, this is really annoying. So if I turn this down there, is that still okay?
Yeah, I don't.
The light? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like fucking blinding me over here.
You look fine, man. You look fine. I'm trying to see how many people are in. 3 in here, no one talking. Awesome.
One is me, so one doesn't
Oh,
count.
one just left. So
You called them out. That's why.
Someone's like, crap, they're gonna want to talk. Did you ever get around to watching the video I had on the
Nope.
Oh, you didn't watch anything, eh? The SC Dynacaster.
Not this week. Other than what you just told me about it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, oh wow, I'm real peeking. All right, let's bring that audio down a bit. Real peeking. Real peeking. So the gain, that Dynamite 1, 30 dB of bloody gain. Dab Burke, yo dudes. What's up, man?
There he is. There's the man of the hour.
Have we ever seen Dab Burke in here?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
my buddy Darren. Remember
Oh, that's
last week?
Darren. Okay, all right.
That's Darby.
It was just last week I learned the name. You got to give me credit.
It's true. It's fair.
CF Wheezy, lurking. Hey, brother.
There's some people that have been in here 30 times and I still don't fucking remember the names.
I know, right? You start to feel a little guilty.
I remember
after a few.
Asdas Dan. That is burned into my
Yeah,
memory.
there he is.
That's hilarious.
He's at Disneyland watching, dude.
Oh man, I feel privileged. We are prioritized above Disneyland. Like that's kind of amazing.
Are you in line for anything, Dan?
Yeah, really. Or like getting lunch or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know. My kids are somewhere. Who cares?
Said every parent always.
Red Cabin says sound okay here. Yeah, this microphone, this Dynacaster, 30 dB of extra gain from the Dynamite Pre. And oh my God, it's at 9 o'clock right now on the gain dial.
Huh.
It's like a quarter of the gain necessary. It's absolutely crazy how quickly you can distort this thing.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's concerning.
Well, not really. It sounds
Be great for ASMR though.
It sounds good when it's when you got the boosts on with the treble and the low end shelf.
Oh yeah, most mics sound good. It's just any mic, doesn't matter what mic, you just add low, add high.
It went up against the SM7B quite convincingly, like very convincingly. I was rather thrown out. Now I'm outside the park today at the hotel. Yeah, no, I don't know if I could take a full weekend at Disneyland. It was Disneyland, not Disneyland. I always get them confused.
I was gonna say you have literally written in writing.
I had to look for it
there.
Watch the review. Well built, yeah. I would say well built, but you see right down here, and I've got to come over for the microphone where the XLR goes into the body. If I screw this microphone all the way down onto the road arm, the XLR won't go in. Because It's got the same design as the Shure Super 55 or 55 SH.
I hate those mics. I mean, I get it. They're like trying to go for something aesthetic. There we go. I'm just getting the shot.
You can tell there's no way that they could have built it differently because of the EQ profiles in the back. Midnight Wolf, greetings from the work van. Damn. The work that sounds horrific.
No
just
rest
saying.
for the wicked.
Yeah, no kidding. So how was everybody on the week off there? I know there was a little bit of groaning. Yeah. Dylan did not get a week off. I only took 1 day off my day job for that head injury, man. And by the way, I should show off. You can see I did up a video of the SE Neome, which is coming out next Thursday. But on my arm, you can see they're actually starting to heal nicely up my forearm. But I've got this one bruise right here. This was a massive goose egg on my arm, and it's still actually raised quite a bit. and it hurts like hell too. I thought those were my only injuries up until about 2 days ago. I saw this massive chunk out of my hand, which sucked, and apparently my head. So like I spent most of last week trying to work through it on my day job, and it just wasn't working whatsoever. So, Liberty Dude, end of the world, and I feel fine. Feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? It really does feel like that sometimes. Let me center my picture.
Birds, snakes, and aeroplanes. That's not the lyric.
So yeah, I actually ran into a crappy SE mic, eh? I was telling Dylan about this. The SE mic, the Neom.
Oh shit! I literally thought that's what we've been talking about this whole time.
No, this is the. Come on, keep up, man.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm
man.
talking into the Dynacaster. The Neom is their USB mic. And you know how at the beginning of every video you're like, this, I was sent this microphone and the reviews are my own. Oh boy, I'm guessing the reason they sent me all this product was because of the Neom. They wanted me to review it. So they threw in the Dynacaster, they threw in a couple SEV7s, and the review on the Neom isn't good, man. It's pretty bad. Like I'll leave it up for the community to decide what they think. But
watch it, you're gonna be getting all the Neom purchasers coming down on you hard, going, "What the fuck, man? You're an asshole."
Are we not though? Is this? And I mean this question seriously. Everybody, I want to know what everyone thinks. Are we at peak USB saturation in the market yet?
I think so.
Like we've got so many of these bloody USB microphones. And I refuse to be putting them back to back to show this is what this one sounds like. This was what this one sounds like. Because I don't care that much. And I understand the size of my channels relative to companies wanting to go, okay, just send them a USB mic and that's good.
Yeah.
But aren't we at the point where maybe we could
ease off the USB mics a little
ease
bit?
off the USB mics? It's and like this, the SE, same with the AKG Lyra, really well built, gorgeous piece of machinery. The preamps in the SE are kind of garbage, but behind Irshad Sedek says Dylan's sound is too soft. All right, talk for a bit, Dylan.
Talking for a bit. We're talking. This is us talking. Yeah, we're talking. Oh yeah.
Right. For some reason,
my son's hockey game.
You are completely frozen on Discord. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. Discord's still 100% running unless it's just decided. No. Oh, no, it's still working for me anyway. Let me turn my video off and turn it back on.
Yeah, do that.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Discord.
Liberty, yes, Dylan. Sex on the airplane and Dancing with the Devil. Nice. Oh yeah. So, Red Cabin, you could extend the XLR of the mount to the mount if you really love the mic. Yeah, and I mean, I could.
The question is, do you really love the mic?
I actually really like this microphone. This microphone is one of my favorites that I've ever reviewed. It's a gorgeous microphone. It has a tendency, if you don't run with the preamp, the enabled preamp, the Dynamite, it has a sound that is very, very close to an SM7B. And at a $299 price point, holy crap, that's a great deal.
Not bad.
The Deity VO7U USB Dynamite looks nice. Yeah, I've seen that one. Deity, I still haven't been able to get a hold of anybody there. I'm going to touch base with them and see if I can get a couple things sent my way. Much better. Thank you. Red Cabin, I think that if you have a channel that is aimed at beginners, then okay, review USB, but I think folks have been around for a while. We don't care. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, there are a lot of people that don't mind the USB reviews, and I don't mind. I'm not gonna you're a beginner, you're not allowed on the channel.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say we have quite the range of experience levels here. I mean, we've got some very new people, and then we've got some heavily seasoned people that are probably even more seasoned than we are.
Yeah, and I think there is a place in
Speaking of which, Red Cabin.
There is a place in the market, I think, for USB microphones for some people.
I mean, if there wasn't, they wouldn't make them.
Yeah. But I think I like what SE did, and I like what AKG did with the Lyra, is they're trying to position them for professionals that are on the go, rather than this is your only mic you're ever going to need. And they're also not aimed at gamers, which I like, but the problem is you still have to deliver.
No, they're not aimed at gamers because they don't have like RGB LEDs in the most ridiculous places.
Yeah, and they look somewhat professional. Like the SC, the SC Neome is a very attractive microphone. Like
visually,
I'm not that attracted to it. But I mean, you still have to complete the package, right? Like if you're going to release a product, complete the package. Make sure it's not a piece of garbage. If you want channel growth, take USB mics seriously and really approach from a beginner user perspective. And you know what? That's the thing. Like, from where this channel was kind of started from a music / voiceover / podcast kind of direction. And it's really taken over from the voiceover perspective. And it's not like I don't want to like, I don't want to fill up the channel with people that are going to be put off by the other gear and the other talk that we're going to have. But at the same time, I also don't want to exclude the people that are just beginning as well. So it's kind of finding that balance. And I don't disregard. I review every one of them. However, I'm not going to collect all the USB microphones and start putting them back to back because one,
it's a pain in the ass for a start.
It is a massive pain in the butt, but at the same time, it's also, for a USB mic to be competitive, it needs to be able to beat an SM58. Flat
Plus,
out.
I mean, on the other hand, too, like from a technical standpoint, you're clogging up your system with a shit ton of drivers every time you install a new
it's a pain.
mic, and it's.
I don't mind that per se because I mean I can just reboot my laptop, but if a USB mic can't beat an SM58, it doesn't make it outside of the.
Jude.
It's a good mic.
Do we know Jude? I'm loopy right now, so
I've never seen a Jude in here. Jude,
I don't
hey,
think
brother.
so. Hello.
I have the RE22, nice dynamic. Both the SM57 and SM58 sound great with foam covers. M Audio Crystal Air preamp means cloud lifter not required.
A little word of advice: if you use the SM58 to record shakers, take the pop filter off.
That's the song. That is the song, by the way. We'll get into that in a bit. Dan, maybe it's better if various USB mics work together easily. Well, and you know what? That can be difficult for manufacturers to make sure that they have to write their own software to do that. And like stuff like this SE, there's no software to go along with it. It's just 3 knobs and you're good to go. I just would like to see, if you're going to release a microphone, make sure that the microphone has all the quirks out and sounds at half-assed decent.
Basic quality control, folks. It's not hard.
There was a market for VHS, right?
Where did that come from?
Sean may making reference to USB mics. Oh. Attracted to a microphone. Is it long and hard? It's more girthy. Here.
More girthy.
Before I get into trouble in this live stream, this is the microphone I'm talking about. It actually looks, bring it back to my face. It looks really nice. Like, I like the aesthetic of the microphone. And I'll keep the shortcomings off the video here because I don't want everybody to go ahead and not watch. But it does actually, the shortcomings are rather disappointing.
You teasy bastard, you.
I'm not a USB mic guy, but beginners are the ones searching YouTube. Yeah, and you know what? Like I said, I'll never deny a microphone space on the channel unless it's a pile. Outside of that, I'm more than happy to review mics. And where I'm at right now, a lot of the companies are just like, okay, well, give him a USB and see what he does with it, and we'll go from there. AKG did that, that's for sure. Sean, if you stick at the absolute beginner, it never progresses. You just cycle through newbies. Howdy. Hey, Jude. Yeah, and you know what I mean? A lot of that, there's nothing wrong with newbies being a part of the channel, and if they want to grow, if they want to work into XLR and stuff like that, that's just awesome. Otherwise, it's you're right. You do kind of cycle through. If somebody's just going to buy the single mic, most of my views come from people who are researching a microphone they want to buy, and then they're done with the channel. Mm-hmm. Like, I would say about 80% of my views are just that, and that's fine as well. But do I want just 100% searchable content? No, I want engageable content, stuff that people are going to stick around for, which is why, I've tried to move away from just the 110% reviews and reviews only on the channel. Red Cabin Acoustic, I like to know what's going on in the market so I can pass USB info on to my students, but personally, I'll never buy one. Create a USB category on your channel. I have a gadget category. That's an interesting perspective. The problem I feel like with the USBs is I never really give them the same shake that I would give like the Dynacaster, where I put it up against a couple specific microphones that I think it matches well against. With the USB microphone, once again, outside of the 58, then the review starts to get a little... Like, I try to make it fun, I try to make it engaging, but outside of that, it's not really getting the focused review that other microphones get. So I do have a bit of a guilt complex with that as well. Right now, Rode supports the NT-USB Minis, wireless go-to, and the new Video Mic Go. I really like Rode's setup with that. I really wish they released a better mic than the USB Mini, the NT-USB Mini. It was an okay microphone, but it sounded like trash unless you had the Rode Connect software on.
I just can't wrap my head around incorporating USB. Well, I don't need to, obviously, but even then, like, it's just there's no scalability with it. That's always what I come back to.
If you're some guy who just wants a podcast with his 3 buddies and you want to just go in cheap, you each buy your own Rode NT USB, hook it up to a single computer, and that's all you're ever going to do. Why not?
But you can only pretty much do that with the Rode. I mean, I'm sure there's some other mics that have, multi-unit drivers.
Yeah.
But the Rode is kind of a bit of a trailblazer in that sense, because typically you plug in a USB mic, and unless you're using like Audacity, or not Audacity, Audio for All.
Or that banana, what is that, voice meter banana?
Hammock.
Reviewers, they review gear sent to them are stuck with what is sent. Don't give good reviews. Don't get more gear sent. Either you review all or you select gear you think I'll have a real place. Well, and that's the thing. Like with the SE mic, I can't give it a great review. I can't. There's a couple quirks with it that make me go, oh, I wouldn't buy this, and I don't think you should buy it either. But that also, like, I also buy mics that I won't. Like, I've got the SD1 coming in, whether or not that's a good mic or not. I've seen a couple reviews that say it's decent and it holds its own. But, I mean, like, I buy a few things. And I'm not completely at the mercy of microphone companies, but yeah, that does definitely come up.
Jude has said to us that he hates corporate VO. Jude, would you like me to tell you why corporate VO is phenomenal?
It pays good money.
I just had to do that. I was like sitting my head, I'm like, I don't want to know.
Create a community too, yeah. And that's the thing, like I do find with USB microphones, they're one and dones. People come, they search, should I buy the Bumblebee 2? And they find out, oh, this guy thinks it's okay. All right, I'll go buy it. And then they don't stick around, and that's fine. Once again, I make searchable content. But I'm not going to base my whole channel off it by no means. And if I get sent a USB mic, I'll review the USB microphone. I am not going out to buy... the last USB mic I bought was the MV7. And I ended up trading that with my son. So he has the MV7 now.
I was just going to call you out on something.
What?
But I lost the ability to articulate it like 30 seconds after I thought of it.
All right. Jude, doing great. Dropped a few auditions on Casting Call Club today. Nice. Yeah, that's what the fun part about voiceover is the auditions. If a mic is bad, then we should know. I'm surprised more mics are not coming out that are not USB 3.1 or higher. Yeah, with the USB-C connection. I would agree. Maybe if they took advantage of the higher bandwidth, it might be. You know what? I don't know if the higher bandwidth is necessary with audio.
Nope. I've used phenomenal interfaces that are USB 2. Unless you have a shit ton of channels, you don't need higher bandwidth.
Yeah,
or unless you're recording in 32-bit like fixed point, which nobody records in 32-bit fixed point.
There are USB mics with that, by the way.
Probably 32-bit float though.
Yeah, it's 32-bit flow.
Yeah.
Fair. Richard says, I love staying on top of gear and what's going on. Your stream does that. Cool. Ken, what's up, buddy? In the corner.
With the dunce cap.
We need a Ken cap.
Ken cap. The McCone cap.
Right now, character voice is cool. I hate corporate VO. See, I'm just catching up, by the way.
I was going to say, that's way up there. No, I get that. That's a good stream to get into because there's always a need. Everybody can do an announcer read, but very few people can do
it's true.
A character VO.
I like that you have standards. It's not a value because it doesn't offer value over SM5758. Then don't bother. Nice and honest. And it's true, right? Like for example, this SE Neome, I didn't even bother comparing it because there are a couple issues that it had. And just don't buy it. Why bother comparing it? I would much rather say buy the AKG Lyra if you desperately need a USB, or buy an SM58. And I said that in the video, which I don't think SE is going to like very much. We'll see. In the last 2 years, the market saw a flood of first-time video from home types who are heading back to the office. Now, whatever they have will sit in the closet. And that's the other thing. A lot of people in tech saw a massive drop-off when things started to open up last year. And that's because they bought all the tech they needed to stay home, and then they were done with it. Three Dudes Drinking podcasts are better served with a P4 and 3 XM8500. Totally. 110%. You're going to have a much easier time doing that. Totally agree. A couple days ago, a friend sent me a link for someone they knew selling all the camera gear, and their business didn't take off. Ouch.
Ouch.
No need for more than USB 2.0. Right now, I'm out shopping mode. It's time to work on skills development. I'll stick with the channels that have more than this year's Christmas gift wish. You know what? It's funny you bring that up because I always said, like, I don't want to do those top 5 lists or top 5 lists. And Monday, I've got top 5 mics to start your voiceover career under $400. Because finding a good voiceover mic under $400 is tough.
U87 via theft.
Oh, actually, I put the SM7B on that list, Dylan. Thoughts? Should the SM7B, because it's $399 US,
Yeah,
so it's just under the 400
I
mark.
mean, does it count though? Because you're going to need a mic activator for it.
Not for voiceover. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Unless you've got a good interface, most interfaces have like 45 dB of gain.
Yeah, no. Most interfaces nowadays, most recent releases that you can get for $200 literally have 55 dB of gain and an EIN around neg 129, 130 dBu. You gain up in post anyways with VO. It can work. I'm just saying it can work.
No.
You and Bangs are going to fight that one out. I know it.
Just before you get to that, just Bangs' comment. Speaking of which,
Which one? The
I
Thunderbolt?
personally hate the USB-C connector. It's so fucking frail.
Oh, I know.
I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, the USB 2 connector, 3.1 connector is so big and fat." It's like, yeah, it means it doesn't break as fucking easily. I mean, the USB Type B connector that goes on the back, those suck. Don't get me wrong, but the host connection is
The
garbage.
Type B was hardcore, man. Type B would, like, you couldn't get that out with a shovel.
Like, it depends. If you got something that you use remotely, like I've got this little MIDI controller here that uses a USB 2 style Type B connector, and the connector is loose, so I can just tap the USB cable and it power cycles. It's not the cable that's the problem; it's the actual outlet,
the input,
which is annoying.
Thunderbolt Firewire reduces latency, but it's marginal on an unloaded computer.
Don't even get me started with fucking. I mean, the only thing that Firewire has above USB is that now USB. I'm going off of USB 2 spec here. USB 3 could probably change it, but USB 2 had one air traffic controller chip for the entire system. So whatever you plugged in, whereas Firewire allocated dedicated bandwidth to each connection. Yeah, which I mean is great, but the pain in the ass of dealing with I have a Firewire interface, and I loved it for years.
Is Firewire still going? Is it?
Firewire has been wholeheartedly. I mean, it's Apple, right? So Firewire has been wholeheartedly replaced by Thunderbolt 4, which has been replaced by USB-C. So
USB 4, not USB-C. USB-C is a connection.
Thunderbolt uses USB-C. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Just budget more than $400. Yeah, I know that would be easy with voiceover mics. I think I put a decent list together. A lot of people will argue the SM7B. We'll see. With a mesh foam cover makes it sound exact. SM57 with the mesh foam. We have a video on the SM57 sounding like the SM7B. You can check it out. I've done like 3 videos about it now. And it's the point of contention on this channel. And one of my biggest videos was where I didn't actually use a pop filter on the 58 and I popped the hell out of it. So Red Cabin, AKG Lyra 124, AKG P120 94. I agree. I love the sound on the Lyra. And the P120 actually isn't a full large condenser. It's actually under that, so you do lose a little bit of that richness in the lower end. However, yeah, I know the P120 is a much nicer mic than Well, any XLR microphone outside of the Behringer stuff is going to outclass
Outside of the Behringer stuff.
Sorry.
Savage.
Had to. Dylan likes some girth too. Sean throwing weight around there, man.
Throwing the girth.
Red Cabin, I just recorded 3 commercials with the King Bee. One of my clients prefer it. I got the King Bee 2. I love the King Bee, man. The King Bee 2 anyways. I never use the King Bee 1. I use it every day for my morning show. I do voiceover with it. It's a nice mic for what it is, and it's actually on the list of 5. So
am I the only one that wants to point out in zoology there's no such thing as a king bee? Am I the only one that's thinking about that?
You're not the only one. A lot of people have brought that up.
I mean, it's a cool name. I just want to point out
I don't know why they didn't go with queen bee.
Well, they did though, didn't they? I thought they have another model called queen. Oh,
no, they have a worker bee and a king bee.
That's a little sexist. You choose the one that doesn't exist. You douchebags.
No, it's actually a great microphone for its price, especially. I think you're the one that turned me on to SM58. SM58's turned you on now. I'm glad I could help. I didn't mean the mics themselves need more bandwidth, but all gimmicky stuff they're shoving into it. I know USB 2.0 is fine as Yamaha board. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know exactly how much content's going through that USB-C. I'm pretty sure it's just signal, because I know a lot of the stuff they usually have with the onboard program, like with the Rode one, whatever it's called again. I can't remember. My head's up my ass. AT2020 for studio can't go wrong, but I prefer my dynamics. I don't mind the AT2020. It's really, I feel like it's kind of been shown up over the past couple of years.
What about that? Mics. What about that sexy 2040 though? I mean,
I'm never putting that back together. By the way, that is going to be my new SM58. It is literally my new SM58 now, forever and ever. Dylan, I love FireWire for video capture.
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially back in the days of like DV tapes and stuff. Like if I had if somebody gave me a camera that didn't have a mini FireWire port on it, I'd be like, I mean, it was finicky because you had to like boot up the computer and then boot up the camera. Every camera was kind of different, but it worked well for that. Although now that everything is hard drive based in cameras, it's kind of
Here's a fun one. I have to move down a bit because we're running way behind. Liberty Dude, you pissed me off with your review approach between Neat Skyline versus the Bumblebee microphone. Blown away by the Neat Skyline and another USB mic for the Bumblebee. Now,
throw in the shade.
Now, do you know the reason? And actually, I'll explain this for everyone. I don't know if everyone got this if you're not part of our Discord. So when I looked at the Neat Skyline, what the Neat Skyline was, it outperformed what it set out to be. So the Neat Skyline didn't come out to be a voiceover microphone, a gaming microphone. It's a conferencing microphone. And it sounded fantastic for what it was. And the differential between the Neat Skyline and laptop microphone was fantastic. But then the Bumblebee kind of fell into the same category as every other USB microphone. That's okay. And that's the problem. That's where, it's like this one. This is another USB microphone through and through. This thing is outperformed by the Neat Bumblebee. And that's that was kind of the approach I was taking with those two. I received them around the same time. You don't have to be blown away by a microphone doesn't have to be expensive for you to be blown away by it. For it to do its job and then some that blows you away. For a mic to just exist for the sake of existing, like the Bumblebee was okay, and I stand by that. It was just okay.
Can you just hold for like 5 seconds? You got some clicky poppy on your mic. I don't know why. Oh. Just very, very faintly in the background, but just a little cracklage.
1 second. Let me actually turn this thing over to non-powered.
Oh.
Let's see here. I got this cute little screwdriver that came with the dynamite.
Ooh, that low end ASMR tappy. Love it. Oh.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yep,
there I am.
Crackly crackles.
This is without the. Yeah, I see. I think I got a bad unit, man.
That doesn't help.
I don't know. Like, I would love to know. I might actually contact SE because I noticed like somebody else brought it up. I think in Discord saying, "Wow, the sound of it with the Dynamite activated was the noise on the Dynamite when you gain up to 6 or to 12 o'clock." With the Dynamite activated, the noise actually kind of goes a little crazy. It's not overwhelming, like it's not, but you can audibly hear it, and you don't expect that from something that's supposed to be on par with a Cloudlifter or a Fathead. And like they don't actually say what the EIN is of the DM1, so I'm kind of curious. All right, moving down because we're running out. Ponytail, the beard, or pigtails? My daughter wants to actually braid it, but I think she would have to braid both sides because in my family, the middle part of the goatee doesn't grow hair. It just kind of grows to a short length and it stops. So I think it's going to have to be pigtails eventually if it gets long enough.
Pigtails.
Yeah, when the worker bee was out, it killed the AT2020. And that's why I think about the AT2020. It kind of got outclassed over the past couple of years by a few microphones. That it just... I would love to see Audio-Technica kind of update it in some way. Because it was, for quite a while, the best bang for your buck cheap condenser microphone. Like, for quite a while. Bangs wants to know...
the middle.
I actually might do that. I was thinking of doing that. Bangs wants to know, can you answer an honest question for me? Is it Dylan, D-I-L-L-A-N, or D-Y-L-A-N?
I already commented.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right.
Just while you were diatribing.
Midnight Wolf, not to say the AT2020 is bad, but was a disappointment for me over the AT Wireless System 10 dynamic mic. Interesting.
Wireless mics are interesting. I would be interested to look at some more, because like for me the Shure ULX, which used to be the granddaddy, most reliable, most like longest range, but there's a lot of players getting into wireless stuff now and they all sound, from what I've heard anyway, they sound pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't played with a lot of that, but I kind of want to get around to it. I'm kind of curious about something.
Oh,
there we go. I get a little bit, but then I should turn my monitor down on you. Anyways, Bandrew's first Dynacaster needed replacing too. I think that might be a problem. I'm going to have to do a couple tests with this and send it back if that's a problem. We'll see. Well, maybe I'll send it back before I put the Neome thing up.
Yeah, may cultivate that relationship before you completely burn the bridge.
It's not burning a bridge. Release a microphone that's relevant and that actually does the job you want it to do. For the price of the Neome, by the way, it's more expensive than the AKG Lyra. And the AKG Lyra, so they released the Neome for podcasters, streamers, and musicians. Now,
interesting.
If you're going to release a USB microphone for musicians, at least have stereo. Well, why wouldn't you have stereo on it? If you're a USB microphone, I'm saying.
I mean, it's a little presumptuous because I mean, in reality, you rarely use stereo miking for that.
For a USB microphone, it would be fantastic. The AKG Lyra was 10 times better on an acoustic guitar with stereo imaging.
Mm-hmm.
10 times better.
But like if they're targeting, and now I guess what time that's like if they're targeting like project studio musicians, that's different because they won't care. But like you're targeting like a studio.
Well, but studios aren't buying USB
mics. Yeah,
but that's the thing. Yeah. You're talking about people that are sitting in their bedroom recording for YouTube.
Yeah, the project studio vibe.
Yeah.
So if you got someone recording a cover or something and they just need a decent mic to line up with their camera footage.
Yeah, but if you're going to release it for musicians, you maybe should have that.
It can be weird though, because I would generally caution against it because project studio musicians might not be the most educated when it comes to like stereo mic placement. So you start getting into trouble if you know, like I've had it where I've watched just normal YouTube videos from non-musicians and they'll have their camera or whatever mic on stereo mode and they're off over here somewhere. And I'm like, I literally like my monitor control system has like a mono button and I always have to do that just because it's so distracting. Like, why the fuck are you in like Kitchener right now? Why aren't you in front of me? Jesus.
Okay, so Jude says, how do you do this channel and front Mercy Me?
Is that code? Do I need to?
No, it's a band. It's gonna be. Oh wow! Oh wow! I did not expect that.
What?
The lead singer from Mercy Me.
Nice.
He's got much better hair than me. The picture of him with glasses is kind of creepy, actually. I actually look like Joss Whedon. I know that. I don't really.
Oh, that guy.
I don't tell people that anymore because he's kind of in the shit bin. So
Is he?
yeah.
I don't follow the Walking Dead stuff.
Not
Not aggressively, anyway.
Okay, so moving down again. Sub third degree. How's it going, brother?
Burns?
The Movo VSM5 sounds better than the AT2030. Movo VSM5. Maybe one of these days I'll get around to that. I have so many
add it to the list.
Yeah, Volkswagen should start making microphones that can compete with the King Bee with a good bug.
Ah.
The Deity Wireless XLR module is nice and it works with their prosumer wireless kit. It records SD outside the US. Oh, records to SD outside the US. Yeah, I really need to hook up with Deity.
I think Neat Mics needs to come up with a pencil mic and call it the drone.
The drone.
Because it's small and it's a workhorse and it's.
What about the baby bee?
You mean the larva? They
yeah, okay, they've got a king bee. They're not going to be that accurate, dude.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to like help their brand along, by like being, zoologically accurate.
I love this. He's bald sometimes too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the music now. He's my brother, apparently. It's either or outside the simultaneous. Sean says, "I wish I was a Dylan." I actually caught up with comments there. Holy crap! All right, focus.
Focus.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Sean actually figured out how to use the @ thing. It never seems to work, but
What
he
thing?
just. Maybe I'm talking at my ass. It's just like I've never seen. It's probably just for me because I'm the account that's logged in, but it lit up orange for me.
aw. Yeah, I don't see it. No one.
No one else can see that except me. So I'm sure, like when I normally see it, I'm like, oh, it probably doesn't work because it's not, it doesn't show anything special. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, now it is.
Because I see all the at Dark Corner Studios. Do you see those?
I mean, I will see them, but they're not going to show up in any kind of color or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they show up orange for me.
Yeah.
Game Show B, Seed Mike.
Game show B.
I still like Baby B. Baby
I think it'd be a good
Baby
ear.
Bumble.
Jude throwing. Dude, gloves are coming off. He's taking pot shots at the Neumann.
I think if you have a good ear, you can go minimalist and beat a Neumann.
Do you? So let's be honest. And you released a video with me doing a fucking rant about this. Do you need a Neumann U87 or U89 to do voiceover? No, you don't. Take the money that you would buy an MV7. Oh no, don't do that.
No. Why would you say that?
Buy a 58. There we go. Buy a 58 and spend all that money that you would have spent on the U87 on coaching.
Yeah.
Because that's really what's going to get you bang for your buck. Not.
I'd
No, don't
maybe
get me wrong,
move up to a P420. Maybe a P420 and coaching.
Because there's something under, what is admittedly a ludicrous amount of money for a chunk of metal with some shit inside it. Although, beautifully machined, obviously, Neumann. Can't knock the.
And Jude, you're right. EQ will do a lot. There is something, especially the richness, the timbre.
Timber.
Timbre. I've always said timbre. Shut up. That's the stuff that you're not going to be able to just EQ. There is a certain every microphone kind of has a signature sound to it that you're not going to be able to.
A lot of it is, and people talk a lot about, and you've had videos like this that show the frequency response curve. The thing that people have to understand about any piece of audio equipment outside of the digital domain is none of these things are linear. In the sense that you have one frequency response curve at, 30 dB SPL, which is kind of quiet. And then at 90 dB SPL, like jet engine, you've got a completely different curve. So a lot of the ways that mics are different can't be fixed with EQ, because EQs generally, even though analog ones are also somewhat nonlinear, they're still approaching treating the sound in a linear way. So I think the key is understanding the difference between mics is not necessarily just flat frequency differences. It's how the mic reacts to different frequencies and different combinations of frequencies, and the room, how it absorbs off-axis sounds, like all of those things. And you can't really change any of that stuff with EQing or processing. So yeah, EQing, although it can solve some problems, is not it's not a replacement for just using a mic that fits your voice.
At Dylan Lalonde, if you haven't commented since I joined, it doesn't autofill. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I know.
Holy crap. Oh. All right, that really threw me off my game. I'm tired today. Damn.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, yeah, I mean, basically, I'll just point to Dylan and say what he said. I'm also dealing with all this porn crap, naked HD XY.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say what, and then I saw the comment. I'm like, oh okay, yeah.
Spam, kill the porn spam. How do you say? Oh, okay. Sean wants to know, how do you say GIF?
Well, I originally was of the belief that it is graphic interchange format, not giraffic interchange format. So I originally would go with GIF. However, someone made a very good phonetic argument to me last year as to why it should be GIF. So now I've sort of changed my tune a little bit on that, admittedly. I don't remember what the argument is. Don't ask me to remember.
I know you're gonna
anything
have
right
to. You're gonna have to actually show your work here, Dylan.
Oh fuck! All right.
I'm gonna need you to show your work, and the reason is it's GIF, dude. It's GIF.
I think so, but it was less about. They compared it to other acronyms, which the sounding of the letters doesn't correspond with the actual letter of the words. So it was like, okay, clearly.
Well, yeah, okay. So if you were to spell GIF, how would you spell it?
Well, GIF. I was going to say GIF.
GIF. It's GIF.
No, but like, because the thing is like, it really depends how you're approaching the word. If you're approaching GIF. If you're approaching GIF if you're approaching GIF as the combination or the consolidation of the three words that make it up, then it's GIF. But if you're treating it as its own word, then it's based on the phonetic rules of the English language, it's GIF.
Yeah, right. I disagree.
So do I, but it's just, again, this was a linguist.
I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about politics or GIF, okay? Dark Corner Studios don't want to let this chat end without wishing you well in your recovery. Yeah, I think I'm fully recovered. I think I'm back. I just had a few days. I think I needed to reset over the weekend, and I did. I had a good chance to just kind of sit back and stay away from screens, which I think was a big deal. My whole morning show, I'm staring at a 43-inch monitor. Then I go to do videos, I'm staring at a 43-inch monitor. And I spend entirely too much time in front of my computer, and I think that was the lights also. Doing this with lights, the lights kind of fuck with your head too, because you're sitting in front of this, staring at a computer, staring at a camera, and just all focus kind of just goes away. So thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Frequency response, polar pattern, room acoustics, and source richness make a massive difference. I'd agree with that. CompuServe says GIF.
CompuServe.
Yeah. Giraffe microphones. Baby giraffe mic for dark. I like that.
It's actually giraffe.
Yeah, it's giraffe. It isn't peanut butter. Rode NT1 great out of box.
So I'm reading. So this is from the actual Oxford English Dictionary, one of the most popular vernacular texts on the planet for the English language, and they accept both. So there you go.
Jude, NT1 great out of the box. AT 2020 great there with post frequency arguments aside. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat the NT1. Between the NT1 and the AT 2020, the NT1 destroys it. The NT1 is also a little bit more expensive. And just, I don't know, the NT1 is one of those mics that Rode just hit it out of the park with. They just,
I mean, the NT2A is pretty great too.
Well, yeah, but
albeit more expensive.
Yeah, more expensive. The NT1 though, what a showing from that mic at that price point. Dylan, since CompuServe, do they get to name it? DCS, no Shure mic. That's a statement right there. I use Shure mics. I use a lot of Shure mics. What's wrong with Shure mics? I don't know what Sneed means. Sneed Mobile Tech, by the way. Welcome to the stream, brother or sister.
Hello.
No Shure mic. Yeah, I got plenty of Shure mics. I love Shure mics. I would love to start digging into a few more. TechMed. Oh, we've got a new member. Thanks, guys. Oh, by the way, at some point over this year, I think what I'm going to start to do, if I get beyond 10 members, I think I'm going to start doing a member giveaway every couple months. Just for the members, just for usually like $50 to $100 worth. Possible mics going out the door from my own cabinet. I figured that might be a better way of getting rid of some of the mics that I don't want to keep. That have been sent to me but don't really have a purpose in videos. So I think I might be doing that post 10. So I've got to get to 10 first. I'm now at 5. But TechMed, cheers, brother, and thank you for the love and support. I appreciate that. Dictionaries, reference guides, largely accepting common
Absolutely.
usage. Amen to that.
And shit changes over time, and the dictionary reflects that. I mean, look at Google is now a fucking verb. Absolutely.
It is also a company. So I've got to go bowling, guys.
It's also a noun. I'm out of it.
That's what I said. Yeah, I think I'm going to give Dylan the rest of the night off here. If there is a hair on the mic, I hope it is a hair.
No, if it's Aiden, it's fucking cat hair.
Oh, my! One of the reasons I don't take my SM7B out very often is because of that. Thank you for the welcoming shout out. I thought you might use a Shure mic for live stream. I really enjoy the SM7B. You might get a 58 or 57. Which do you recommend?
Well, Jude, I'll make a deal with you. If you show up next week, I'll put a 58 on this bad boy.
That was Sneed that said that. Sneed.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can only see.
I
Sneed,
love
the same thing that I just said to Jude.
I love the 58 and the 57 SM7B. If you're going to be doing a podcast, just pick up a 58. Just
100%.
flat it. Buy a 58. And the nice thing about the SM58 that a lot of people don't realize is you put that on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever, it'll be gone in a day. And you'll get probably 80 to 90% of the money back when you sell the SM58. You don't lose money on an SM58. SM7Bs, not quite as much.
Oh.
TechMed, cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thanks for the informative and entertaining content. I
We
appreciate
try.
that. TechMed, are you in the Discord server? If you're not, you should join the Discord server. We've got a members-only area that is just begging to be filled out. That sounded sexy. But Sneed, yeah, 58s are fantastic microphones, and you will never have a problem with it. Like, even if you need to hammer a nail, it's going to be awesome for you.
You still haven't made that video, by the way.
That's coming up. See, and this is the problem, because you make videos like the Franken mic, which, you know, all your viewers watch it, and then it just plateaus and straight. Nobody watches it anymore.
Yep. Yeah, because there's nothing like particularly educational about
No,
it.
and
I
it's
mean,
not searchable.
Not that people are looking for anyway.
Yeah, I think I might be doing that this summer, though. I kind of want the nicer weather because I want to do some outside, me running over it with the car, that kind of stuff.
Or you could turn it into a series of just little shorts just to fill out the odd days or something.
Shorts haven't gone over well on this channel, man.
Shorts in general are kind of falling off the.
Not short channels. There are short channels that are doing exceptionally well.
But like long form channels that do periodic shorts generally don't do very well, from what I've seen anyway.
They don't. Thank you guys. Love this channel. Love the live stream. Thank you, Sneed, and welcome. And hopefully you can join us for more. The chat should allow giraffes.
I agree
with Sean.
100%. Absolutely. We need to petition this.
58 is probably my best karaoke mic. Yeah, you're not going to find much better than that. That said, I haven't reviewed the SEV7 yet. I know
best
that
karaoke mic.
I know that Podcastage swears by the SEV7 as being the best handheld microphone. We will find out. I'm going to put it up against my favorites, and we'll see how it comes out. I think it's going to be one of my favorites. I'd rather be a microphone than a nail. Yes, I would if only I could. How often do you live stream DCS? Every Friday around this time. So we usually start at 5 p.m. Eastern, sometimes 5:30, depending on how shitty our day is going.
Pretty
but
much.
most Fridays, last week I had to take a day off for some health, but other than that, yeah, right around then.
I was gonna call it today, and I'm like, no, we're not gonna do this 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row would have been
Nope.
painful for some.
No.
I felt bad. Like, I honestly feel I took last Friday off from work, and I was like, oh man, like I could do the live stream, but then I already stayed home from work. I have such a guilt complex from that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like because you feel like it's a commitment, right? Like it's a
Well, it is.
it almost becomes like obligatory, not in like a bad way, but
No. It's like this is one of my favorite parts of the week is sitting down for the live stream because
yeah, same here.
just basically shooting the shit and like kind of goofing off.
You should do a like comparison. You should do the you should do a shootout between the SE V7 and the Vanguard V7.
Vanguard V7, the V7s.
Yeah, the shootout of the V7s.
TechMed, I'm not yet on your Discord. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, buddy. Come on down. Good to have you. Who else wants to see him in shorts? All right. Oh, you can see me in shorts. Short shorts, in fact.
No.
SCV7 is great because it has a hex on the outside so it doesn't roll off tables. That is actually one really underappreciated thing about it. I can't tell you how many times I have to put my phone on the table to brace a microphone from rolling off. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but also the resonances of cylindrical things are often less pronounced than things with flat sides.
Interesting. I would have never guessed that.
It's one of the reasons why most even mics that aren't supposed to be handheld mics are round because the resonances aren't Behringer 7. Is there actually a mic called a Behringer 7?
Yeah, they've got Behringer C9, C1.
Behringer,
I think it's, yeah.
Fuck off.
I'm not buying a Behringer microphone. I apologize to anyone. If Behringer wants to send them to me, but I have a feeling after that Behringer video, they're probably not going to be sending me any microphones. I'll buy one.
Unless they're committed to their brand and are so confident in one of the products that they're going to change your mind.
I will buy other Behringer products from time to time when necessary, but
if I buy a Behringer X32, which may be an option later this year, I will somehow find a way to get it to you to do a review.
That'll be awesome.
I think that would be one of your more interesting reviews because it's a Behringer product, it's a relatively well-made Behringer product.
We could mix a song on it, dude. That's what we
absolutely.
should do. That would be fantastic.
I've recorded albums on those things. Like it's crazy what those boards are capable of. It's ridiculous.
Red Cabin, what's your voice like for the 57 or 58? Some of the female vocalists I work with prefer the 57 for singing. That's a good point.
I have personally, for me anyway, I have a lot of low end, so I usually opt for a condenser just because I get more of a balanced tone. Obviously, other than my normal day-to-day voicing, which happens on this fucker. But most of the time I prefer because it's got more of a flat vibe to it with some sparkle.
Oh, Sneed says I do my live streams on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Nice.
Oh. We'd have like a live stream binge fest.
Yeah, there you go. Join the
go after we're finished here. Everybody go get a beer and get ready for
join the Dark Corner Studios community
bandwagon.
here. Yeah, community. Town Law and Chapstick roll off the table too. Yeah.
This is true. Why are you putting your Tylenol sideways? That is a question that I have.
I get more well-balanced sound out of my AT system 10 wireless over my 58s for my voice, but easier to mic most people with 58. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I have a Motu M2, and I really like the interface. Should I look at a Samsung Q2U due to the Shure mics needing so much gain? You should have no problem pushing a 58 with a Motu M2.
Ooh, I'm not going to have any problem. No problem.
Did I pop?
100%.
Oh wow, this mic doesn't pop very much.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Where's
I just felt like being an ass.
Sock? I have an SE sock for this. Here we go.
Well, then grab a nice cup of.
There we go.
Grab a nice peppermint latte, and just hunker down.
Yeah.
If you're not a boozy.
I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I haven't drank much in the past.
I feel like the number of people I meet in the entertainment business that don't drink continues to decline exponentially.
You remember those beers that you brought over in August?
They're still in your fridge.
They're still in my fridge.
I don't know. Those are the Kilkennys, right?
Yeah, they're my favorite beer.
You haven't drank them yet.
I just don't drink anymore.
I was gonna say you strike me more as a coffee guy than a.
Oh, love my coffee.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Moto M2 has 60 dB and it's very clean. Your 58 should have no problems with the Moto M2.
Fucking
Dimebag,
Motu.
welcome, brother. Ow, just at the end. And,
Ow.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let Dylan have the rest of the night off. We've hit an hour here.
Hang on, there's a couple of things addressed at me. I don't drink alcohol. There's another one. I'm very happy that Behringer didn't go for the BJ7. That would have been disturbing. Glad they stuck with the BG7. Good call.
That's fair. That's fair.
Sometimes I buy the little packs of Tylenol. Okay, fair enough. I've never even seen those. I don't think I've only ever seen like the bigger.
No,
buffer.
I'll buy the little.
I was gonna say
rollers.
the bigger buffer, and I just dated myself.
I've bought those too at it's usually convenience stores have them. All right, guys, have yourself a great week. Thank you for all the support, TechMed, and for the super chat. I appreciate that. Have yourselves a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week.